Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be watching from this wonderful, wonderful world of ours. Welcome in. You may not know me, but hopefully you'll get to know me over the next week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, months, years, infinity. Welcome in to a brand new channel here on Twitch. I am Glenn, your co host, and I am so excited because growing up as a young tot, I've always been interested in the mystical aspect of life, and who better to learn from than my co-host coming up very soon. You may know her as Carrie Kohan. You may have booked sessions with her in the past. You may have read her book. Welcome into the stream. Let me introduce to you the talented, the beautiful, the insightful, inspirational, and mystical Carrie Kohan. You can pick up her best-selling book, The 5 Lessons of Life, on your favorite Amazon store. Welcome, Carrie.
Oh my goodness, what an intro was that? Jeez, Glenn. Thank you so much.
Hey,
I
all
want to,
true, Carrie. All true.
oh,
At least that's what you wrote down on my cue card.
I can see where this is going to go. We have been
Uh,
splitting our sides laughing together. We've had a really good time. And so we thought, why not put this on air for everyone to see? I want to thank everyone for their patience. We're starting 11 minutes late. How interesting is that? 12 minutes late. Um, just as we were beginning, just as we were about to start, bam, the company that we used to put this out there decided to reboot and update their program. So we had to wait all this time while they were doing that. Isn't that interesting?
uh,
It's not uncommon. We've had so many challenges in getting truth out there, and this was just one more challenge. So thank you for being patient. Thank you for being here, and much
well,
love to
there's nothing
everyone.
wrong with starting at 11:11, Carrie.
I know, right? Well, yeah, exactly. Oh, that's a whole nother story. I don't know if you know that story about my past 11/11. I was participating in the very first 11/11 Stargate experience in Canada, probably North America at that matter, on June 3rd, 1993. And that's where I started to channel. That's where I saw a being named Alcazar, and and that was really the start of my channeling. Was 1993, 11/11. So it's a wake up call for the masses. We have it ingrained inside us, and when we see those numbers, 11/11, 22, 33, they're all power numbers. They've been used, absconded by other people that have tried to make it into a darker thing, but no, they are beautiful and powerful, as are we. So let's begin, shall we?
All right. Well, for those that may not know you, because we put this out there on many different sites, and we're
Mm,
on a new channel here, so we may get some viewers that are familiar with Twitch and come over to Twitch to watch other things. But for those people that may be here and seeing you for the first time, maybe Carrie just give kind of a brief synopsis of who you are and what your goals
wonderful.
and motivations are going forward.
Okay. So, as you know, my name is Carrie Kohan. I actually died twice when I was in my 20s, 27, 28 years old. And when I died, I got to meet with Creator, with Jesus, with the Council of Men. I saw angels. I saw so many different things. I saw the counselor that met me before I came here and helped me decide all the things that I wanted to learn here on this planet. And we all go through that. We've heard that for years. But in 1993, I actually experienced it and met with that counselor once again. So I am Métis. I'm Canadian. So that means I'm French Canadian as well as Ojibwe and Cree. I am probably the fourth, fifth, 10th generation psychic in our family. As far as we can go back, everyone, every female, especially in our family line, has had psychic abilities. And I believe it continues forward. So when I died, I came back with a new sense of confidence, right? That okay, I'm going to come out of the spiritual closet once and for all, and I'm going to share my truths. I'm going to share, whatever it is that I need to do. Well, I ended up having our first child, and we had a three-time convicted pedophile after her when she was 2 years old. And that spurred me on. Oh, did I speak my truth? I went on for 17 years in Canada. A lot of people know what I've done, but they don't know my name per se. And yeah, I won medals for all my work. I won the Queen of England, which we know all about now. But at the time, it was a real honor to win a medal from the Queen, a medal from the United Nations. Can you imagine? But it was, again, in 2000, that was really a big honor. And also the Rotary Club. I won the Integrity Award from them for all the work that I did. So most Canadians know the work. I helped bring in Amber Alert to Canada with MLA Heather Forsyth. She and I teamed up and we worked hard to bring that in. And then me, myself, and I started a nonprofit society and gosh, ended up writing and amending 14 laws to protect children across the country. Now, what's interesting about all this is that I was learning disabled. I could not read very well. I had a grade 3, maybe a grade 5 level on a good day. And so, how I was able to write those laws and sit in front of the Justice Committee of Canada. And, you've seen the hearings on TV where you have all the Justice Committee sitting there and there's 4 witnesses usually. I was one of those 4. And it was all spirit driven and given. I would literally, the night before I was going to Ottawa to speak to the Justice Committee of Canada, I would get this feeling to go on the computer and search for something. And sure enough, it would be a case study that would be so apropos for what we were doing and speaking about in Ottawa. So it worked out really well. I just listened to spirit and was guided and was able to do all of this, even though I was learning disabled. So here we are today, fast forward. I've used my gift of sight to protect myself because George Bernard Shaw, he said a wonderful thing, and basically it was all truths begin as blasphemy. And so when I started fighting against pedophiles, man, I was banned and panned. I had friends that left me. So what you guys experienced at COVID, I've been experiencing that since the late 90s, 1998 actually. And so, I was always the one that was speaking up and saying, no, this isn't right. What they're doing is not right. And consequently, I've been death threats and chased by helicopters and direct energy weapons have been used, all kinds of stuff. And it sounds crazy to some, but I would imagine to the people that are listening, you get it. You've seen enough of what's gone on in the world. So what we plan here is to do a variety of things. We're going to use my gift of intuition, of channeling, of hearing answers, and we're also going to call upon all the years of experience as being a psychic. And so that's why we're here today and every Friday, 11 o'clock Mountain Time. So this is the thing that we'll be doing, right, Glenn?
Absolutely. And as I said at the beginning of the show, growing up, I always felt, and I see myself almost, with the viewers here as a conduit to the viewers, a little guide to the viewers, because I am walking through that process just like many of the viewers are. I have many questions as well. I wonder about many things, whether it's past life experiences, whether it's the future, whether it's my empathic abilities. I have the same questions that I think a lot of people in chat have. So I think this path moving forward, as we plan to do a weekly show every Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Mountain Time, I am going to learn quite a bit. And I think it's going to help other people learn as well, because, I'm probably going to ask a lot of questions that they may have in the chat. And feel free to ask questions. Towards the end of the show, we will leave some time for any viewer questions that we may have. But again, this show is, as it says, Carrie Kohan, Mystic Compass. Carrie Kohan is the compass here to guide us through this crazy world. We're going to be focusing on a few current events each week because I don't know about you, Carrie, but the last few years, it just seems like the amount of news and big news events is just, exponentially magnifying. Every day there seems to be a big story, and not one, two, or three big stories. And it didn't seem that way 4, 5, 6 years ago. Am I right thinking that?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, things are changing. And I think it's even sped up more recently. Like this morning I was looking and it was one story after another that I was going, "Oh my gosh, you could do a full hour on this one. You could do a full hour on this one." It's things are changing in a good way. And I couldn't be more excited for this is a beautiful time to be alive. We hear that all the time, but it truly is. I've seen it and I want to share it with you.
And another part of our what we want to do going forward is to kind of decode and to get allow Carrie to give her insights into some of the great, insightful, mystical, spiritual people of the present and of the past, more so of the past. And later on today, we're going to decode and give you some insight about Dolores Cannon, one of the pioneers, one of the legends of
Mhm.
afterlife and near death experiences. So that's going to be fun. I will warn the chat, if you are watching on YouTube or on Facebook, we are going to cut the feeds to those two social media sites because of the sensitivity of some of the content that we're
We'll
going to
be
talk about,
banned.
and
They'll
the
ban us.
yeah,
So,
and
no,
the social media sites tolerance of some of these issues. We are going to cut those and we're going to stay on Twitch. So if you're not over on Twitch yet, go to www.twitch.tv/Carrie Kohan Mystic Compass. Leave a follow and click the little notification. And anytime we go live, you should get a notification on your device. So
perfect.
Carrie, I think unless you have any other kind of introductory things that you
I
want to
do
talk
have
about.
one more thing because people will probably be questioning, how do you two know each other? Where did you two come together to be able to do this?
I
So,
found an ad in the local newspaper,
oh my gosh. Here we go. I
and the
tell you.
pay was good. No.
You paid me, not the other way around. Anyways, um, okay. So what happened was I put it out there. Master manifester. When you start getting into this stuff, and I'll be teaching you, you can manifest things like that. So I literally thought to myself, "Gee, I really wish to start a podcast. I haven't. I've had that thought for years, but now I'm really ready. Okay, dear Lord, I want to start a podcast." And and then I get a phone call like within 24 hours. And it's a woman that has gone through my workshops twice. She's just the most beautiful soul. And she came again and said, "You know what? I really would like to work with you. I'd like to be your assistant." And we've talked about it for 2 years. It never was coming through because one other thing is I live in the UK and Portugal part time. So I'm seldom in Canada for just a couple months at a time. So, anyways, we decided to come together and she's going to be my assistant. Well, her husband, Glenn, right, this guy here, he, I came over to the house, do the intro, and he is a podcaster. And you should see the studio setup that he has. Oh my Lord, it is extraordinary. And within 5 minutes of chatting, we were saying, okay, let's do this. Why don't we create a podcast together? And here we are today. So that's the history.
And a little bit about myself, educator for over 30 years. I'm from
Mhm.
Canada's Great White North as well. And I've been in the classroom, mainly teaching social studies. So history is a big thing with me. And so I'm going to be incorporating a lot of, historical events, current news events into my questioning with Carrie. And after retiring, I thought, I still want to connect with people. I still want to teach. I still want to educate, whatever that education might look like. And here I am. Here I am with Carrie Kohan. Like I said, the beautiful, talented, inspirational, and motivational Carrie Kohan. So we're going to cut the feeds to Facebook and YouTube. So we will be back. Go refresh your beverages. When we come back, we've got 3 current events that Carrie's going to give some insight and pull a card for, and
I
let
don't
you
know
know
what they
what's
are.
really going on in the world.
Yeah.
All right. We
So
will
go
be
to
back.
Twitch. Go to Twitch if
Go
you're
to
on
Twitch. Yes,
YouTube
twitch.tv
or
slash
yeah.
Carrie Kohan Mystic Compass. We'll be back in a couple minutes.